Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Magic May as we trawl our way through the entire Harry Potter series. About to crack into the fifth one, The Order of the Phoenix. How you feel about this one, Toph?
Expectations are low.
But maybe this will be back up to like Cuarón standards. You don't know.
Ooh, could be a 6 out of 10.
You've enjoyed at least one of these films. It could be good. It could be good.
Could be.
Before we get into it, how about we hear another one about drinking rules?
Oh, why not?
This one comes to us from our very good mates Daniel and Dean over at the IMDb Journey podcast. Let's hear what they have in store for us this time.
It's one thing to watch the Fast and Furious ride, which was fantastic. But I swear to God, if you guys hang shit on all these Harry Potter films, I will not be happy.
No, I could see you marathoning Fast and Furious because they're dumb, stupid fun. Like you can muck around with those ones. Harry Potter, you actually have to pay attention to. You got to be a bit more serious about it. I can't imagine how you guys are going to go as a drinking game here.
I was going to say, and a bit more sober.
But we do have a rule for you.
Yes, so in the theme of this whole, well, I won't spoil it, but there's a little something called a Horcrux that plays a decent part towards the end of this series. So every time the word Horcrux is said, you guys got to drink.
I expect to not hear from you again after this.
Anyway, good luck, guys. Bottoms up.
What's a Horcrux?
Yeah, you don't even know what that is yet. That's the big thing I'm finding watching these movies is they are made for people who have read the books. And I feel like you must be missing a lot of stuff which just doesn't get mentioned or explained at all. And man, they're right. I'm starting to regret this. I think Furious Temper was fun because those movies were ridiculous. It's really hard to watch so many of these Harry Potter movies. They take themselves so seriously.
It's not Schindler's List. Come on. I mean,
you got Ray
that would be
Fiennes
tough.
there.
Doing 5 of them would be tough.
5 of them, like as if that's a well-known saga. Yep. All right, shall we crack into it?
Yes,
let's do it. Well. We just finished Order of the Phoenix.
That's not true. We finished it a while back.
That's true because we did take a break when our giant pizza got here. I've never seen a pizza so big. It was laughable when she carried it in and it wouldn't fit through the door. But we're not here to talk about a pizza, are we?
No. It's not what Daniel Radcliffe has done between films. He's hit the gym.
You reckon he's got a bit jacked?
Oh, Radcliffe's in ripping shape.
I'm telling you, it's because of all that tail he's pulling now that he's Harry Potter.
Disappointingly, at the beginning of this film, his bloody family's back.
I was going to say, this is the first time we've seen them in a while, isn't it? Because the last film started with him at Harry's house.
Yeah, we got to skip them for one movie.
Not Harry's house, Ron's house.
Yeah, the Weasel.
Ron's house. Say what? Sorry, it's setting in already.
Yeah, clearly.
I had that half a beer you gave me.
Yeah.
You did warn me that it wasn't a beginner's beer.
I know, now you're off tap.
Yeah, it's interesting to see his family back and being just as annoying as ever.
Yeah. I can't say that they're not well done because they're meant to be completely obnoxious and we hate them, but it doesn't change the fact that every bloody film starts with me going, ugh!
Yeah, and they've really tried to jazz it up to go with the times because obviously the books I feel like were written a while before this, but this movie came out in 2009 and when you see Dudley, his little cousin, and he's, he's dressed in the shiny tracksuit and he's got a chain on, he thinks he's Eminem. And then we get some, I was going to say Death Eaters, not Death Eaters, Dementors show up.
Yeah, because, I don't know.
I still am not clear on why they were there. I think that what was implied was that the Ministry sent them there in order to make Harry use a spell so that they could expel him. Is that what happened?
Well, that's certainly one argument that was put forward.
Because, in a while there it turned into 12 Angry Men or A Few Good Men or any of those men type movies where all of a sudden we were at court.
With men and women.
Yes, there were women involved.
There was witches, there was wizards.
Yep.
And they were all like, you're the worst, Harry. Yeah. And then Dumbledore was like, fuck you.
Harry's the best. I love Harry.
Yeah.
And that got him off. Even though, he did use a spell. He did break the rules.
He did. He clearly did. But, on their way to... So this is in, this is in the Ministry?
Yeah.
I take it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird watching him, fly through London, really placing it in the real world. just felt weird.
It did. What was really weird to me was the entrance to the Ministry. They called it the visitor's entrance, and they went in a regular old phone booth, and the key to get down there was just to put money in the phone booth. Like normal, like Mr. Weasley even said, I have to get my muggle money. Wouldn't they just have a ton of muggles just accidentally down there who had been trying to use the phone? Or is the phone smart enough to know if you're a wizard?
The Ministry itself was very cool.
It was very cool. Actually, the coolest scene in the movie, I mean, we'll get into it, but man, this movie felt like a bit of a slog. I feel like it felt like the longest movie, even though I think so far it's the shortest one. But the coolest scene was at the end when Dumbledore and Voldemort were fighting in the Ministry. That was pretty cool.
We also got, at that beginning bit in the Ministry, we get Osha from Game of Thrones.
That's right.
That's fun.
Yeah, you mentioned... No, that happened before the Ministry.
Yeah, when they're on their way there.
Yeah, when they picked him up from his house.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was fun.
We didn't see a lot of her, though.
No, I wonder if she'll float around the series.
I'm sure she will.
Okay, so here's the thing. From the end of the previous film, Harry remembers what happened because he's like, yo, Voldemort's back. When he was telling people this, did he not mention, hey, Jason Isaacs is a bad guy?
Yeah, he did see Lucius there. He even saw him unmasked.
Harry looked at him and was like, oh no, there's Jason Isaacs.
See, but maybe he did tell people, and in the same way they're not believing Voldemort's back, maybe they just didn't believe that they were there.
Not much of a threat, really, is it? Just the end of the world or whatever?
Is it, though? Because, Voldemort's entire thing seems to just be that he's angry at a school. Do we ever see him attack anyone other than Hogwarts?
Well, not that we see, no. Everything
seems so school-oriented. He's like he's like a 50-year-old man who's still mad at his high school. That's all he does is attack Hogwarts.
Maybe if he had the discipline put into him that our new teacher tries to impose on a school that, quite frankly, desperately needs it.
Oh, I know. I was on her side, especially at first.
Well, then we find out she's a crazy cat lady.
But at first, I'm kind of on board with her. She's like, we need to stop endangering students, and there's no need for you to do things that are so dangerous. And I'm like, yeah, I'm with you, Umbridge. There's just no need. Just keep it sensible, people.
A bloody Walder Frey just becomes a shithouse lackey.
Yeah, he's pretty gross.
Just being a dick.
Yeah, we forgot to mention something about the fourth movie. And I know that we're past that now, but I feel the need to bring it up. What was the deal with Hagrid's giantess girlfriend eating something out of his beer?
That was horrid.
Was she eating a hair, or was there a crumb in his beer? Because either way, it's not good. I don't think there's a good answer to that.
I don't know. It wasn't good though. There was nothing good about it.
Because Hagrid's absent for the first half of this film. And then when he does pop up, he has a random brother. And he loves this
half-brother.
He loves this half-brother. He wants him to have friends. He wants him to have a good life. So he decides the best thing to do is to chain him up in the woods. He's literally tied up in the woods.
There you go, simple brother. And just forage for food.
He's not even going to, Hagrid is expecting that the new principal will kick him out of the school. And he's just going to leave his half-brother there, chained up, just not checking on him or anything. He asks the kids to check on him.
Make sure he's eating enough mushrooms or something.
This kind of teaching is the exact reason that Hogwarts needs Umbridge. To get rid of people like Hagrid.
I can't believe you're on the Umbridge ticket.
Well, at least at first. I can see, okay, she goes too far, I think is her issue. I think she just goes too far.
But she has some of the same problems that we have with the staff of Hogwarts.
Yes, she does. Also, a cool thing is that we get Harry and Snape becoming kind of semi-friends.
Oh, yeah, after we find out that Harry's dad was a dick to him.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we get that flashback. He was a bully. He was a straight-up bully.
Yeah, he was like, Harry's dad was like the Malfoy.
Yes. Yeah, wow, that's an interesting take on that. I've never thought of that. He was. Does that mean that Snape is like the Harry?
I think it does.
Does that mean that
Snape
is our real hero?
Yes, it does.
Is that...
I've known all along.
So you see something like that coming?
Yes.
What you're saying is that's...
I don't know. I don't have no idea. Okay, I know one big thing that happens in this series.
What's the big thing you know?
That he kills Dumbledore.
That Snape kills Dumbledore.
Yeah.
So that's the big... You don't know anything about the surroundings of that. Or
no.
You just know he does it.
I know that happens.
Okay.
Sorry if you're listening to this and you didn't know that.
But if you didn't know that and you're listening to this, you're a fool.
elsewhere, Gary Oldman's hair is amazing.
Isn't it?
It's like when he was Dracula and he's in like luscious Dracula mode.
Not only his hair, his whole ensemble. At one point, you looked at me and said, "Is he wearing a jacket with no shirt on underneath?"
Yeah,
he looks like Keith Richards.
He just had
like
this
he's a rock star.
Mad pimp jacket, just bare chested underneath. Like, what of it? I'm Gary Oldman, yo.
He's cool. You know what's not cool though? Is the way they do his fire effect in this movie. You know, when he's talking to the kids in the fireplace.
The first time he was kind of part of the embers.
He was like the embers and stuff. This time he's just like a weird floating half opaque head.
No consistency.
It just doesn't look as cool either.
Yeah. It turns out that it's hard to draw a wand dramatically.
It's not, pull it like a pistol.
It's not like a longsword where you pull it out and it looks hardcore and you look hardcore holding it. Drawing out a wand, like, it's really quick.
Yeah.
And then you just look like a bit of a goose.
Yeah.
Like when Jason Isaacs, he tries to do a full dramatic wand draw and it's like, well, you look a bit silly.
The Death Eaters did just seem silly in this though. Like when they all attack them at the Ministry and the kids they're just pulling that one spell over and over. They're just stunning them over and over. The Death Eaters aren't even fighting back.
In the grand tradition of Harry Potter films, not a lot happens.
Yeah, this one was of such I just felt like this dragged and dragged and dragged. And we didn't even, there was no fun to this one. We're full into like grim territory now. Like there wasn't even a Quidditch match, mate.
It's actually been a really long time since we saw some Quidditch.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, we had the World Cup in the last movie,
they didn't actually
we didn't actually see the game. That's true. That's true. But we had the excitement of, you know, like the dragon thing and like that kind of stuff. Whereas in this,
I want to snitch.
There was no excitement here. There was just nothing. Like
Harry got a kiss.
Did he?
Yep.
Did I miss that bit?
Yeah, he snogged Cho.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, go Harry. Was that after or before he thought that she like betrayed them?
It turned out that while they were kissing, I think she was crying over Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, so well, that's clearly Harry's move.
She wasn't that into it.
I mean, I don't know how. Like, you know, nobody knows what happens to Cedric. Really, I don't know why they're not accusing him of offing Cedric for that reason. You know, like to move in on his missus. He clearly has a thing for her.
Yeah, that is his move. He waits till they're vulnerable.
Yeah, a lot less infighting in this one. I felt like the team was stronger again. They were all kind of back together.
Well, yeah, like how many times can you really do that?
Oh,
like Ron's a sulky bastard.
Oh, you wait.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's a lot of angst in these last couple of films.
Right.
They get real angry. All right. I reckon that's enough for this one. I mean, I don't even really know if I can talk about the score or direction or any of that kind of stuff again. At this point, it's just kind of washing over me. I feel like even though, so this is the second David Yates film, I feel like they all just look the same. Like they all just look kind of a certain level of well done and that's just kind of it.
They're making an awful lot of money. Why change it?
That's true. But even the score, I feel like I didn't even notice the score in this one. And that's one of the best things about these films.
There you go. You're dead inside.
I'm dead. I'm just need another giant slice of pizza.
All right. That'll definitely make everything better. You won't feel at all regretful or anything.
Well, shall we hop into the sixth film then, which is the Half-Blood Prince?
If you say so.
Let's do it. We did it. We did it. That's another one down. We've been at this for 10 hours today.
Well, not 6 down today.
No, but 6 down in total. Stop underplaying what we're doing, mate. What we're doing is still very exciting.
Okay. I take it back.
How'd you feel about that one? What was the one we just watched? Was Half-Blood Prince.
That was the Half-Blood Prince.
Yes.
Which, spoiler alert, is Snape.
Ah, did you see that coming?
No.
You thought it was Voldemort.
Yeah. I suspected it would be.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was Snape.
Who I have not given up on.
Yeah, even after he killed Dumbledore.
Yeah, I was like, I think Dumbledore knew that Snape had no choice.
Why would he have no choice?
Because I just feel like Hans Gruber wouldn't do that.
You feel like Hans Gruber, international terrorist, wouldn't kill Gandalf?
I don't believe Hans Gruber would do that.
Okay. So you think he's a good guy?
I'm Team Snape.
That's interesting. That's interesting that you're still Team Snape after this film.
Yeah.
I'm curious about that. You know that he invented that spell that Harry did that just slashed the crap out of Malfoy.
Oh, that was good stuff.
You think that's something a good person would do, is invent a spell that basically slashes you with knives?
Well, it slashes Malfoy with knives, and Malfoy is a bad egg.
Yeah, but he's also the best child actor in this whole series.
There is that.
Yeah.
Malfoy in this film, has really just come out of his shell as an actual total bad guy, and he decided to disguise that by dressing like clearly a villain.
I know. He's not even pretending, is he? He's at one point you were like, he's wearing a tactile neck.
He got the tactile neck out.
Yeah, and before that, the entire film, he's wearing a pitch black suit.
Yeah.
When no one in this universe, I don't even think we've seen a suit. The teachers don't even wear suits.
Yeah, he's still a school kid.
Yeah.
But he's like...
They're always the ones, aren't you? When you see a school kid in a suit like that...
You want to hit them.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're a bully.
Like Harry's dad.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this film, though, we get Harry and Dumbledore doing like a Seven sort of scene. They're going through this trashed house, and it's like Harry's Brad Pitt and Dumbledore is Morgan Freeman. It's a good little moment, I thought.
Yeah, actually, you mentioned it while we were watching, but the entire colour palette of this film has changed.
Yeah, it's grim as fuck.
It's really grim. The whole movie is so grey and bleak. I don't even think there was one fun scene in this movie.
Yeah, there was.
I guess there's the scene... Which one are you thinking of?
There was... I thought the funniest moment we've had in the entire series is in this film.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. When Harry is... Oh, now I've forgotten it.
Someone's gonna put a love spell on him.
That's
And Hermione's
right.
like, it's only because you're the chosen one. And he's like, but I am the chosen one.
That's right.
And it's actually a really great moment. And in fact, really, a lot of this film is just... This is why this film so far is the most honest of all the films. It's just... Its hormones run wild.
I mean, as was the last one, with the whole sequence of trying to get a date for the dance and stuff.
Yeah, but it was still a bit more innocent back then. Now they really are just like, let's find a corner and...
Let's bake up some kinky magic spells.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Although, I mean, then there's the thing that's really unrealistic, which is that several people are keen on the Weasel. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that of all the people in this universe, you're going after Ronald Weasley.
Like, come on.
He still has that ridiculous head of hair.
Not the Weasel. Meanwhile, Dumbledore, it sounds at one point really suspiciously that he's going to pimp Harry out. He says, like, I'm going to let this guy make you part of his collection. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, no, Harry, Harry... Even he comes to it himself. He's like, "You want me to let him collect me?" And Dumbledore's like,
"Yes."
That's what the plot of this entire movie is: Dumbledore making Harry do things.
But Harry also makes Ron do's things.
Do's things. Look at you with your shithouse English. You're like a rugby union player.
No, the rugby union players are the smart ones.
Rugby league player.
There you go, buddy.
It's very late in the day. We're both.
No, it's not. It's mid-afternoon.
I've eaten a lot of pizza. Those slices are like a large pizza each. And we've already been into the beer.
Well, you know me. I don't like to eat without drinking. There's life lessons with Harry in this movie, though, where it's like an episode of like Family Ties or something, where the Weasel's going out to play sport, and so Harry convinces him that he's invincible.
Yeah.
But it turns out that it was nothing all along but self-belief.
I didn't really give you steroids. What I actually injected you with was love. Self-love. You can do it with your own self-love, Ron.
Ron's been doing it with self-love for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when Harry eventually does drink the what's it called?
Felix Felicis.
There you go.
The luck potion.
The luck potion. It turns out it's actually just overproof alcohol.
It's just Dutch courage.
He smashes this thing back and he's hammered. You see him, he stands up and he's just like, the cloak of unwarranted white male confidence is around him, and he's like, I got this. And he's a bit slurry.
Yeah, just doing weird stuff, just saying weird things.
Yep. In fact, is he still... He's not still wasted by the time he actually, like, chases after Snape and co, is he?
No. That was much later in the film. Yeah.
I can't, like, it's all kind of...
There's
There's another thing. There's another reason I'm still Team Snape, is that Snape could have just killed him at the end or let the others kill him.
No, mate, but he's saving him for the Dark Lord.
Well, he said that, but I feel like he was just throwing them off the trail.
No, he's
Either that or just
saving him for the Dark Lord.
In the grand tradition of Potter villains, he's just not good at it. Actually, even in this one, Malfoy goes full Bond villain and tells Dumbledore everything.
He does. You keep ragging on these villains. I actually think most of these villains act pretty fast. They might be bad at it, like they might not execute it, but for the most part, they're pretty quick to pull out a spell.
Yeah, they're not great. I'm loving Helena Bonham Carter. I think she just looks so great in it.
I actually really like her in this character too. I do think that lately she's gotten a little bit too Tim Burton-y, but in this, it works because she's meant to be playing someone kind of kooky.
Do you, we've really just forgotten about houses. Who's winning? Is Gryffindor, is Gryffindor still winning?
I haven't even heard anyone award points in the last 3 movies.
No. Do you get points for being cowardly while Dumbledore gets murdered? 10 points, Gryffindor.
But do you also get points for not actually going through with the murder? 10 points Slytherin.
But it's Slytherin that kills him. So then it's 10 points Slytherin.
Oh, but now you're involving teachers in it. Teachers don't earn points.
But it's so arbitrary that maybe they can. But they could just decide.
That's true.
I did one of those, what house are you?
Oh, really?
Things on the internet. I did 2 of them to make sure.
Did you get the same one?
I did.
Let me guess. You, my good friend, are Hufflepuff.
No, I'm not a Hufflepuff.
What are you?
I'm a Ravenclaw.
I'm a Gryffindor, of course.
Nerd. You do it again and you intentionally put down all the lamest answers and it's like, Gryffindor! I was like, yeah, Billy.
You dickhead.
I didn't really, but I imagine. I love Malfoy's poker face.
His lack of?
It's as strong as your bladder. Like, so I was like, what you doing, Malfoy? He's like, nothing. I don't know. What are you talking? Some strong stuff. Have we gotten to the bottom of why Ron's here?
No.
Bring up nothing.
I forget if it was this one or the last one. The Weasel's house burned down?
Yeah, that just happened.
That was this one?
Because Osha from Game of Thrones was there for like 12 seconds of screen time.
That's right, yeah. I mean, my whole thing with that is earlier in this exact same film, we had a scene where Dumbledore was at the place Horace was at, which again, we had a discussion about. I thought it was weird enough that wasn't Horace's house, and yet he had like his own photos up. That seems weird to me.
How long does it take to put your photos up?
Well, he said that he has to move every week. You telling me he does that every week?
They're just on a shelf. That would take like all of 2 minutes to put those frames there.
But why would you only... Why?
They're not mounted on a wall.
But why would you do that? Like, where does he stop? Does he put all of his clothes on hangers?
Well, I don't know. We know he's a sicko.
It didn't make sense to me. Anyway, that house was like crumbling and falling apart, and Dumbledore said one word and the whole house came back together. Can't they do that with the Weasleys?
That's different to, like, actually been burnt, though, isn't it? That was just a mess.
Unburnicus!
Like,
easy.
All he did was
he
just did a Mary Poppins thing.
Or he just did a spoonful of sugar.
Yeah.
This universe has a spell seemingly for everything. You telling me there's no spell to put out flames?
No, famously, that's the only thing.
That's the one thing they can't do.
Yeah.
You're telling me that's the one thing they can't do?
That's the one thing.
These wizards have a spell for everything. You know, I was reading once that... Because you know how J.K. Rowling keeps just like randomly adding to this universe?
I do not know how she keeps doing that, no.
Well, she does. Well, she came out and said that Hogwarts didn't used to have toilets. And they only added toilets when they started including half-bloods into the school because they had grown up with muggles and were used to toilets. Before that, you would just shit wherever you wanted and use a spell to make it disappear.
Ew.
Are you telling me there's a spell to make shit disappear, but there's not a spell to put out a fire?
That's right.
Which one of those things is more important in the world?
Honestly, the crap.
I mean, I guess, now that I think about it.
You know how many people died in the mid-19th century in London just because of the amount of crap around?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, now that you've said it. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. But there's a lot of bad fires, too, that they could have stopped.
Also in London.
I mean, isn't poo anti-flame? Like,
no, poo burns.
Does it?
Yep.
I thought it would, like, douse it like a blanket.
No, if you're really up against it, you can use cow pats to have a fire.
Really?
Well, because really it's just grass.
Yeah, yeah. We don't just eat grass. There's other stuff, but I guess most things we would be able to burn as well. Now we're just talking about the science of poo.
Except we don't know anything about the science of poo.
Before we hop on, I bought us some treats, my friend.
We've been eating all day.
But not these. We haven't had anything sweet yet. And I'm not even sure if these are going to be sweet, because you know what I got for us?
No.
I got us some Bertie Botts every flavoured beans.
I don't know what that means, and I don't care to know.
Well, I guess it's been a while since they've mentioned them, really. Bertie Botts every flavoured beans are like jelly beans that come in, because they're magic, you see. So they come in all kinds of weird flavours, like black pepper or dirt.
Presumably these ones aren't magic, they're just terrible tasting things.
No, they're made with magic. That's how they capture the flavours.
Okay.
So how about we try a couple?
Okay. Zany commercial radio knockoffs with Billy.
We've got to inject some fun into this. Now, there's a bunch of flavours here. The back does tell you what the flavours are. So some of them are nice, some of them are not. That's the fun of the bag. So I just want you to take 3, okay?
I took 2.
No, I want 3. No, take another.
Okay.
All right, what colour is your first one?
My first one is light blue.
All right, chow into it. Is that a nice one?
Yeah, it's all right.
I think that's blueberry.
Yep, I'm into it.
My first one's kind of like a creamy green. That's straight up grass. That's not great. Your turn.
All right, this one is purple with splotches of what sure looks like vomit. It's like meaty.
That's sausage, my friend. Does it? So it actually tastes meaty.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it's because they're made with magic. All right, this one's red. Oh, this is disgusting. I think this one's earthworm. That's really not good.
Like June.
Oh, yuck. Oh, I feel sick. What do you got?
My next one is white as the class in the first film. Oh, what is that?
Okay, looking at the packet, it could be either earwax or rotten egg.
Ugh.
Which one do you think it is?
It's the earwax.
So are you saying you know what earwax tastes like, mate?
I've had a nibble.
This last one's quite green.
Oh, God, is there any beer left in this?
Oh, green apple.
Oh,
Lovely.
good for you.
We got a whole bag left here, mate, so chow in.
Get fucked.
That's right. I also got some jelly slugs. So,
What do I want them for?
well, I think they're nice flavours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pear, tangerine, watermelon, banana. Yeah, they're nice flavours.
Okay, I'll have them.
Let's crack into them. All right, how are we gonna rate these two?
Okay, so the previous one was
Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the Phoenix. Not great. No, 4.
I'm going to 4 as well. For me, I think that was the low point of the day.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
And how about the one? What was the one?
HalfBlood Prince. HalfBlood Prince I liked more. I'll give HalfBlood Prince a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm back up to a 6 for that as well. I think that was. I think we're at a good point now. We've certainly lost a lot of the fun and adventure, but they're making up for it with
sexual tension.
Well, and mythology, general lore. I think we're getting more world building
and death.
Yeah, lots of death. I like death. It's good stuff. All right, before we crack on with the rest of this, I think we've got 2. So we're drinking next. We better get into a drinking game rule then. All right, this one comes to us from our great friend Emily Higgins of the Tasteless podcast. Let's hear her rule.
Hey guys, this is Emily of the Tasteless podcast. I am so happy to help you suffer through another marathon. I thought long and hard about how to make this fair but awful and came to a simple conclusion. Drink every time someone gets a fistful of snitch. I don't care who. I don't know if anyone else ever grabs it besides Harry. I just love those tiny wings. I want to touch one. Good luck.
The words "a fistful of snitch" should not be said out loud.
You know what? I actually am not sure we're going to see anybody catch a snitch.
We haven't seen Quidditch in...
Should we crack on?
Yes.
Let's do it.